Hello?
Yep.
Alright. Okay. My piece is called insert label here. Ever spent the day hanging out with a kid and ended up feeling practically pummeled into the ground by their barrage of questions about literally anything and everything? How far away is the sun from us? Where does the rain go? What happened to all the cavemen? If the earth spins around, how come we don't fall upside down? Does God get Christmas presents from Santa Claus too? Why do babies sleep so much? What are dreams? How can you tell if it's a boy cockroach or a girl one? How do you make your armpits fart? Why do old people snore so loud? Does your pee taste different to mine? We're creatures of curiosity. It's how we learn. As we grow older though, society tends to beat it out of us or silence it inside of us. This beautiful, innate curiosity for genuine understanding, lost to modern society's values of swift over savor, now over later, concise over complex, commodity over effort, style over substance, quantity over quality, ends over means, profits over people, strength over weakness, and order over chaos. This list of superficiality goes on and on. And how do we as a society ensure these values reign supreme? We use labels. Labels help us make sense of our world in this manner. Labels to name and to identify, labels to categorize, to term and to define. We use those labels to name and to identify ourselves and one another, to categorize, term and define us, to pass judgments and to form definite conclusions. So entrenched it's become in us that today we see a series of labels instead of the person standing in front of us. If I were to stand here now and list to you all the labels that apply to me or have been applied to me by others, what would that actually tell you about who I am as a human being? Not that much. For labels to be helpful, we need to use them within the context with which they are being applied. In the context of human being, whether that be yourself or anyone else, that means using labels as starting points, as openings, as doorways that can allow us to enter and to begin to understand each other. I am not the sum of my labels. I'm a human being, not a dictionary definition. I'm not an endpoint. I'm not a full stop. I am a living, breathing, complex and multifaceted creature, constantly changing, constantly evolving. This is my context, and this is yours too. Never confuse understanding with answers, because they aren't always the same thing. We hate the thought of not knowing, of not being in control, because we fear mess and chaos. Society teaches us to fear disorder, to fear the unknown. But life is messy, and sometimes the more you search for and demand for there to be answers, the less you are actually able to see and understand. There is order in chaos. There is strength in weakness. There is control in not knowing. And there is power in letting go. Labels used as judgments on ourselves or on each other only serves to separate and divide. Labels used as weapons against ourselves or against each other only breeds hatred, destruction, and is vile. Labels used as a means to determine the worth of ourselves or of each other only breeds ignorance and intolerance. It doesn't change the worth that simply exists inside. No person is worth more or less than another, no matter what society's labels do to tell you otherwise. So use that thing inside your head to seek to understand rather than condemn. That's what it's there for. Just ask any kid around you. Or better yet, ask the one inside yourself.